We're concluding this chapter with discussing how to manage bad news within organizations. So, organizational bad news might involve declining profits, lost contracts, harmful lawsuits, public relation controversies, policy changes. Within organizations, you might find yourself giving bad news in person or in writing. Here is a quote from Virginia Franco. A difficult conversation is often better received when delivered using a bad news sandwich, wherever the buns of the sandwich include positive words of phrase and the meat in the middle deals with the heart of the matter. This method allows you to share good news along with hard to share news, ideal for those of us who dread conflict. So that's a good way to put it, a sandwich, a bad news sandwich. When the bad news involves one person or a small group, you probably should deliver that news in person. And I recommend, if you can, deliver the news in person. So when you do this, you want to be tactful, professional, and safe. You want to do that safely. So be prepared. Practice what you're going to say, especially if it's delicate information and you expect a reaction. You want to make sure you gather all your information, prepare and rehearse, explain past, present, future. You might want to take someone with you, a partner. Think about timing. Timing is extremely important, and be patient with the reaction. So if you ever have to deliver bad news, I would definitely say do your homework, be prepared, and definitely be patient. If you need to refuse a request from an employee, you want to employ a buffer, give a rational explanation, and close positively with an alternative and gratitude. So we're going to take a look at a model document, and it shows the first draft and the revision of a message responding to an employee request. Here is the draft. And here this is to let you know that attending conference is out of the question. They announced the bad news too quickly, and the way that it's worded is harsh. We really need your expertise to help keep the updating of our telecommunications network on schedule. Without you, the entire system, which is shaky at best, might fall apart. I'm really sorry to have to refuse your request to attend the conference. So this overemphasizes the refusal and apology, and it gives reasons but includes potentially dangerous statement about the shaky system. In the spring, I'm sure your work schedule will be lighter and we can release you to attend a conference. This makes a promise that might be difficult to keep. So now let's look at the revision. That was the draft. Here's the revision. And it looks like it's easier. Well, let's just look at it. The entire Management Council and I are pleased with the exceptional leadership you have provided in setting up video transmission to our regional offices. So it includes sincere praise. Because of your genuine professional commitment, I can understand your desire to attend the conference October 18th through 22nd in Phoenix. So it uses the date to move smoothly from buffer to reasons. The last 2 weeks in October have been set aside for budget planning. As you and I know, we have only scratched the surface of our teleconferencing project for the next 5 years. So it explains why refusal is necessary. Here comes the implication of the refusal. Because you are the specialist and we rely heavily on your expertise, we need you here for these planning sessions. So it doesn't say you can't go. It implies that we need you here. And then it contains a realistic alternative. If you are able to attend a similar conference in the spring, and if our workloads permit, we will try to send you. You are a valuable team member, Tashi, and we are grateful for the quality leadership that you provide to the entire information systems team. Perfect example of how you should word a employee refusal letter. All right, so we just looked at that bad news email, and we saw that it started with the buffer, it started with a neutral or positive statement, maybe a compliment or appreciation, and then there were reasons. Provide reasons, use positive words, and then the bad news. And put it so that it doesn't stand out. Be positive, but don't sugarcoat, and use objective language. And then in the closing, provide information about an alternative if one exists, and then look forward positively. So this is just to reiterate what we've been saying throughout this chapter. So let's look at the bad news message, the last model document. So here is bad news to employees. Beginning January 1st, your monthly payment for health care benefits will be increased from $119 a month for a total payment of $639 for each employee. See how it hits the reader with the bad news without any preparation? And then it offers no explanation for increase, and it sounds defensive. And you can read that to see, and fails to take credit for absorbing previous increases. Now, here is the revised copy. It begins with a positive buffer. We are proud that our total benefits package continues to rank among the best in the country. Explains why costs are rising. Here, it gives an explanation. Then it reveals bad news, but it embeds it in a paragraph. Alright, so here it is. But this year's hike to $639 forces us to ask you to share the increase. To maintain your current health care benefits, you will be paying $119 a month. And then it ends positively by stressing the company's major share of the cost. Beryl continues to pay the major portion of your health care program, $520 each month. We think it's a wise investment. So that is a model document showing you how to announce bad news to employees.